Hey guys, welcome back to Relearn Japanese, and you're here because you forgot your Japanese and need to relearn it again. I know I've been a little bit inconsistent, and remember that your boy has a lot of things on his plate, so he's just trying to keep up. And I know there's some people waiting for this series, so here it is, guys. So today we're going to be talking about it should be. So we have two grammars. That's super easy. We have supposed to and should be, and they both kind of talk about things how they should be. So the first one is Hazu. So this one's pretty easy. You just got to use it to express something that is or is supposed to be or was supposed to be. And it's a noun, basically. So you can change it to nichiyobi no hazu. So it's supposed to be Sunday. Attach it to a noun, right? We can attach this noun to a not type of adjective. Kirei na hazu. So it's supposed to be beautiful. Oishii hazu. It's supposed to be oishii or it's supposed to be delicious. Kuru hazu. It's supposed to come. Now, to make it a negative, all you have to do is just put the ga and then put nai. So it does not exist. Supposed to does not exist. So it does not exist. Therefore, it's not supposed to. So for example, kuru hazu ga nai or kuru hazu de wa nai. Kuru hazu janai, right? So it's not supposed to come. The most common that you'll see is hazu ga nai. So this supposed to entire clause, kuru hazu ga nai. This doesn't exist. So it is not supposed to happen. So here's some examples. 田中さんはどこ ?3 時に来るはずなのに Where is Tanaka? Even though he was supposed to be here at 3. So remember that hazu is a noun. So you're attaching this noun to a verb. So we use na no ni, right? For even though. それはそう簡単にできるはずがないよ. So you're not supposed to be able to do it that easily, you know? So 簡単にできるはず. You're supposed to be able to do it easily. Ga nai yo. That does not exist. Therefore, you're not supposed to be able to do that easily. これって美味しいはずだったけど、全然美味しくない. So this was supposed to be delicious there, but it's not delicious at all, right? It's not supposed to be how it's supposed to be. So it's not meeting up to your expectations. So that's why 美味しいはずだったけど, it was supposed to be delicious, but it is not. Right? So it's a little bit different from nanoni, but it still means the same thing. Now, the second one here is a little bit more abstract, and it requires a little bit more explanation. So, Becky, right? So similar to the other phrase, like nani nani shita hou ga ii or tabeta hou ga ii, this is a more formal way to express how you do something. So, instead of like a suggestion, it's more of a statement, like this is what you ought to do in such circumstances. So rather than giving the person a choice and suggesting something to them, it's kind of more like you should be doing this, right? That's kind of the major difference. So if we have these two sentences here, we have 病院に行った方がいいよ. I think it's a good idea that you should go to the doctor instead of going to whatever, or instead of gamaning, instead of like not going to the doctor and chilling at home without medicine, I think it's a good idea for you to go to the doctor. I think you should do that. It's in the better direction of good to go to the doctor, right? Now the second one here is 病院に行くべきです. So you should be going to the doctor. This is not even like a suggestion. There's no like whole gut. It's like even, so if you look at this, right? We have Becky, which is kind of a more concrete suggestion. Not even, sorry, a concrete obligation. 病院に行くべきですよ. You should be going to the doctor. You're not telling them to go to the doctor, but it's like, when you're sick, you go to the doctor. That's kind of the thing. Now, when you look at the top one, 行った方がいい, it talks about direction, which kind of implies that you have a choice. You're saying, okay, well, I suggest you go in this direction or this direction. That's why it's a little lighter. But meanwhile, Becky des is more formal, it's more humble, it's more neutral, and it's more stern, which is why 病院に行くべきです. So you should be going to the doctor. Now, the second part, yes, so exactly. This is actually what I said. So Becky, Becky janai, suru Becky turns to Subic. See, these are just conjugations down here. We were just talking about before how, up here, we are just talking about how it's more of a stern kind of conjugation. That being said, it is basically a noun, so you can conjugate it to Becky janai, the suru Becky, and then suru Becky turns into Subeki, right? So that's just a kind of a special thing, Subeki, right? But basically just a noun, okay? So again, 病院に行くべきだよ. You should go to the doctor, right? Here's another example. 風邪をひいてたら友達と遊ぶべきではないよ. You shouldn't be hanging out with your friends. Like you shouldn't. That's not a thing you should be doing. It's not like, hey, maybe you shouldn't go hang out with your friends today. No, it's like you shouldn't be hanging out with your friends, man. Right? Then we have 高校受験はもうすぐなので毎日勉強すべきです. Right? So like imagine your teacher's like, yo, exams coming up, you should be studying for your test. Like This is your circumstance. Like, you should be studying. Like, why are you going out to play with your friends when you should be studying? That's kind of like the attitude between Shitahoga and Becky. So one is more like, you know, hey, maybe you should go study today. What do you think? Versus like, hey, you should be studying right now. So that's kind of the difference there. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. Relearn Japanese super fast, super easy. And remember, if you want to review this and kind of put it all back together, on Patreon, $1 a month, supporting the channel. Thank you, Patreon, so much for your support. And of course, there's Kanji Buff as well on there, and of course, some other old grandfather stuff and some music. So if you guys like to support the channel, it's all there on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys hopefully next week. And thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.